Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to cover the secret chord that works everywhere, that's super useful in jazz. Show you applications over several different chord types and even a secret sort of pentatonic application towards the end for really spicy colors, easy voicing, plus it's only 3 notes, so let's get going. Okay, what was this secret chord I was playing repeatedly in the intro? I'll just show you right away. It's super simple. It's 3 notes. It stems from a chordal voicings. It's the notes E, A, and D. You can play it like this. You can play it with 3 fingers if you wanted, like that. And later on, you'll see how we repurpose with the different bottom strings. But basically, this is all fourths. If you look at the note E, you go E, and you count up to 4, E, F, G, A, a fourth, A, B, C, D, another fourth. So if you guys have played the tune So What by Miles Davis, you'll be reminded we have a chord like this. It's a sort of a D minor 11th, and that's the sound like from that So What record, also the sound of McCoy Tyner comping Herbie Hancock and the likes. And this is an extremely powerful thing because not only could we use it in the context I've done it in the intro, but we'll find several more contexts. So quick analysis on this. What if we were in C major and we're playing just these 3 notes? Remember, we have E, we have A, and we have D. So if you're quick on your feet, you'll go like, oh, we have a C root, which I'll use with the second finger here. And you go E, oh, that's my third. Easy, right? Then A. What about that A note? What does the A note look like in the context of the C chord? It's a 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have the root, the 3rd, and the 6th. So already we're defining a C6 chord. And the note on top, you've guessed it, it's a 9. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, 8, 9. So this is basically just a C 6-9 chord. Its power is beyond measure. You can find ways to modify this and have another root note, which we'll address in just a moment. But this is a key thing that you can always revert back and fall back onto. Say you're doing a 2-5-1, you're doing a song in the key of C major, or even in A minor. This is really a good chord to latch onto. So let's look at options for how this chord could sound in different contexts. So it's really just 3 notes, right? So it's the master key that can unlock a lot of other chords. And what I love to do with students is, instead of looking at finding more chords to play, I would say, well, how about this chord? And how many names could it have? Because it's a bit vague and ambiguous, we could impose it over several roots. So we've done the C chord. So we call this a C6-9. But what if, just what if, we're playing in a band, we're not playing the bass note, and the bass player is playing an A, an open A, right? So that chord now instantly becomes an A 11th. You know, instead of an A major like this, it's an A sus, okay? It could be played during an A minor. It could be. And it could be played during an A major if you want a sus, like a suspended sound. Okay, pretty cool, fun so far. What if we change a root to a G? Now it's a G 6-9 as well. Fascinating, right? Just change a root, guys. It's the same 3 notes, right? Good. I'll go to E now. How about E? You guys played E minor, of course. But what if we have an E note, an A note, and a D note? So that's now an E minor 11th. Interesting. So far we've got a C major, an A all-purpose, we got a G6, we got an E minor with an 11th E minor 7th. What if we had an F note as our bass? So you'll play this. You guys are probably familiar with an F major 7 like this, right? But here we have an F major with a 13th, so it's an F major 13. Good. What if, let's do 2 more. What if we have a B flat major 7 like this? But we go, no, I wanted sharp 11 or, flat 5. There you go. Same 3 notes, right? So another use for the same chord. How about this guy? B minor 11th. B minor 11. Good. And one last one for the road. Let's say we put an F sharp root on that. So we go, woof. People will call it F sharp minor 7 sharp 5. That's a sharp 5. That would be F sharp minor 7. This would be F sharp minor 7 sharp 5. Remember, the same 3 notes on top. Same 3 notes. I would play this when it's time to do an F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Say you're doing Autumn Leaves, right? So I would do F sharp minor 7 sharp 5 instead of flat 5 during that chord, because it's easier. Sometimes people are, I'm at the nut, it's hard, so I would replace with that. So already, I just want to summarize, we have a C, an A, a G, a E, a B flat, a B natural, an F sharp, and the list goes on. So this is the power of looking just at 3 notes that are ambiguous and vague, and the context of what they are will, like the context of what these 3 notes are on top, will be dictated by the bass. So it's worth, you know, being like, I wanted to say Inspector Gadget, but maybe Sherlock Holmes is a better, is a better analogy. To be Sherlock Holmes and go like, oh yeah, what if it sounds during this root? What note degrees are we using? Is it part of the melody? Perhaps it could help you with chord melody or comping, etc. Hey, before we move on to the third trick, which is sort of the secret to moving this chord around, I wanted to invite you to like and subscribe and to go watch 100 more videos about comping and deeper harmony in chords on the YouTube channel just now. And I know from looking at statistics, that's only about 1/3 of you guys are subscribed to the channel. So by the subscribing and liking this video, it really helps me increase the quality and produce videos that you guys are interested in watching. It helps them coming back. So please like and subscribe. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and please share the video if you know other guitarists that might be interested. So let's dig into the third tip. Remember when I started the video, I said what I love to do is to pick one thing and to see what else it could be, rather than learning 100 things and then having to retain them all. So I'd rather go and repurpose a single chord that I find really interesting rather than trying to learn 100 new chords, right? So what we're going to start to do is to move that shape. And you're in luck because this can fit with the pentatonic. Pentatonic, blues, yeah, but not the sort of, you know, this is all well and good, like the whole like Stairway to Heavens thing. But if we take the pentatonic scale of C major, you look that as the C major scale, but instead of the 7 notes, you take out the 2 half steps. So you don't have a B, you don't have an F, meaning that you have these notes. I will play them on the B string, so C, D, E, G, A, C, and you preserve that same shape. You just move it up. Very, very square sound, right? So the trick here is, depending on the context, say you play an A minor, that would totally work. You could move up and down this shape in context. And worst case scenario, like you could feel like, you know, you're playing during a C and you have this and you're like, well, that's Mark, that's not really the scale. Yeah, well, it winds up sounding like a C major 7 sharp 4 and you're fine. We're playing jazz. It's cool, right? It's chromaticism. So I invite you to start to move these things around. And even if you're wrong, sometimes you can be, well, even if you're wrong, Miles said there are no wrong notes. One of my back then math teachers said there are no stupid questions, only stupid people. Love that. The point is, you can always move a note. So that was, you know, Lionel Loueke. He played with Herbie at the beginning of his career. Tremendous guitarist that I saw live several times. I had workshops with. So we would just take that chord and move it and go, and maybe move a half step, move some of the stuff in there a half step, because it's so nondescript and so ambiguous that it will tolerate these chromatic moves, especially if you resolve them well. And then we come back to the analysis going like, well, were you doing a sharp 5 or whatever? It's like, I don't know. It was just a half step up or down from the place I was actually going. So this would be a really good little exercise. Say I will do my open A string and go, we're on A minor, right? So it's sort of a, I don't know, a Black Orpheus, right? Already. You see, so any of the chords you already know for A minor would work, but then you're like, oh God, I can pivot. I can be here, but I'm not stuck as a guitarist, like, you know, I'm not stuck in strumming mode and just being on a chord shape. I can start to move notes and harmony around. And people often ask me, like, Mark, how do you comp during your solos? I play a few lines and then comp like that. That's the way, to have really minimal shapes, really accessible, and you can break them down. You can go, of course, the full pentatonic scale, and you can say, well, what if I just had the top 2 notes? They're called dyads, if you will, and even just the 2 bottom notes. Right? So this is really the start of exploring fourths, and you didn't even have to think of, I'm going to look at the Dorian, D Dorian, do SOA, do all of the fourths, all of the fretboards. No. You just grab that one shape, just have, call them parallel fourths, and move them around on the fretboard. So really worthwhile exploration to put a backing track in G major and do that work with the shapes we've just explored in this video. Do it on an E minor, do it on an A minor, etc. So that's just the start of the beautiful exploration. And again, just try. and see if there are other notes that you want to hear in there. And I'll invite you to look at the full comping masterclass that I produce on this channel. If you want to get deeper, start from scratch, build these chords that are minimal, build them with the bass notes, take out the bass notes, start to do them on the 251. I've ran through all of this in this video that I'm going to post here or here. And that's been a pleasure having you. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I'll see you in the next video.